Local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at noon. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news now at noon. A SUV has crashed off the side of a bridge on Georgia 400. These are pictures we got in the last 15 minutes from the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department. This happened within the past hour. That SUV is in the water. As you can see, we are working to learn more about any possible injuries. We learned the situation is affecting traffic heading both directions right now. That's between exit 15 and 16. Police and first responders are on the scene. News Chopper 2 is minutes away from the scene and will bring us video in this newscast. More breaking news now. News Chopper 2 flew over a school bus crash in Clayton County about 45 minutes ago. 48 kids were on board these buses from Cowan Road Middle School when the crash happened. We know some of the kids who were on the buses are complaining of injuries. The Clayton County Police spokesperson says they have brought in new buses and the students are continuing on a field trip to CNN and World of Coke. We'll bring you any update on injuries or the cause as soon as we get that information. And good afternoon. I am Carol Sparge, and Fred is on assignment. Now to our severe weather Team 2 coverage. This is what we saw from our tower cam around 7:30 this morning. Snow flurries in Midtown Atlanta. The snowflakes came down pretty steady for about 5 minutes. Fortunately, they didn't stick. Here's another look at those flurries. This was in Midtown Atlanta from the ground, and you can see some pretty big flakes there coming down. The trees also got a bit of a dusting before this quick snow shower moved out. Residents in North Fulton County also saw snow flurries this morning around 7:30, and in this cell phone video you can see that snow falling near the Chattahoochee River in Sandy Springs. One of our reporters took this iPhone video on his way to work. You can see these flurries coming down. This is at a shopping center in Roswell. The cars got a light little dusting, but the ground fortunately stayed clear, and the snowflakes have stopped, but the cold weather sticking around. Meteorologist Brad Nitz is going over the forecast in Severe Weather Center 2. Brad?
Yeah, it's some pretty chilly conditions for today and then a warm up in the days ahead. So we have that to look forward to. Still looking at mostly cloudy skies. The clouds, however, thinning, start to break up. The trend will be for some clearing conditions over the next few hours. We're 42 now, humidity at 65%. So not too bad, but it is colder still back to the north and northwest. We have low to mid 30s, but we all started in the 20s this morning, so we're headed in the right direction. Here's Storm Checker 2 HD, not picking up much of anything, but there have been a few snow flurries and flakes. I'm going to switch the mode here. This is the dual pole mode, and where you see the light returns here in the pinks, those are still a few flakes and flurries flying in parts of the West Metro, but you can see those have been drying up here over the last few minutes. So it's almost completely over. That is those few flurries and clearing skies in the hours ahead. So 44 degrees at 2 o'clock under partly cloudy skies. By 4 p.m. we're 47 and mostly sunny, and then by 7 o'clock 42 and mostly clear as we start the weekend this Friday evening. Coming up, take a look at your 5-day forecast. A warming trend through the weekend when we hit the 60s and when rain returns next week. That's straight ahead.
And now to live coverage of the breaking news we just told you about. An SUV has crashed off the side of a bridge on Georgia 400 in Forsyth County. We brought you pictures from the scene 5 minutes ago, and we now have Channel 2's Jason Durden live over that scene. Jason.
You can see where this SUV sits in the water here. This is actually a part of Lake Lanier that's kind of not really the lake. It's where Sawney Creek dumps into Lake Lanier, so it's more kind of in a big portion of the creek here. You can see it's actually sitting on the ground, so no danger of the vehicle going underwater right now. And from the marks on the dirt here, it looks like this vehicle actually came off of Georgia 400. You can see these tire tracks leading down into it here, where they've marked it actually here on the grass here, where it then rolled down this embankment. No word right now on how many people were in the SUV. I have seen one person being loaded into an ambulance. Now this is on affecting 400 between Baldridge Marina Road and Pilgrim Mill Road. They've got one lane blocked in each direction, so delays on both 400 north and southbound. Highway 9 would be the best alternate right now, but I can tell you right now it's also very crowded. We're live over Forsyth County and News Chopper 2. Jason Durden, Channel 2 Action News.
And we are going to continue to stream this live picture from News Chopper 2 on WSBTV.com and our free news app. Just click on the live event, and as you can see, that one lane in both direction blocking right now, so we're causing some delays on Georgia 400. So you want to monitor and keep track of how things move as they begin to clear up this scene. Again, this is in Forsyth County on Georgia 400, where that SUV came off the bridge into the water. Happening now, people are gathering in Selma, Alabama to mark the 50th anniversary of the March to Montgomery for Voting Rights. We have live Team 2 coverage of the events with 2 reporters and photographers in Alabama right now. Channel 2's Tom Jones joins us live from Selma. And Tom has been talking to people who marched across the bridge and are returning to mark this special occasion. Tom?
Carol, it's been amazing talking to people who marched in the past and can't wait to march 50 years later. A lot of history and a lot of stories. Just about 30 minutes ago, I saw a bus from McDonough cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Of course, the bridge is where marchers fighting for the right to vote 50 years ago were beaten for all the world to see. So many people have come here for a weekend of festivities marking that occasion. President Obama will be here, as well as former President George W. Bush and members of Congress. I talked to a man who wanted to participate in the march 50 years ago, but he had a law exam. He came back to march across the bridge 5 years after that. Now, 50 years later, he told me a lot of progress has been made because of what happened here, but he says there's still a lot of work to be done.
Talking about room for improvement, you got an ocean for improvement. Back then, they were killing us because we wanted to vote. Now you've got to kill brothers to go make them vote.
Wow, there is an electricity in the air as people continue to arrive here from all over the country. Vendors are setting up, crews are closing down streets. We're going to stay here all day, and we're going to be talking to people, many of them from Atlanta. We'll have their stories beginning on Channel 2 Action News at 4. We're live in Selma, Alabama. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
Civil rights leaders are honoring Atlanta superintendent during the Selma anniversary weekend. Dr. Maria Karstoffen will receive the first Sullivan and Richie Jean Shara Jackson Foundation Phoenix Award. That award recognizes achievements in civil and human rights. 100 Atlanta students are also headed to Selma, and we're going to hear from them and the superintendent on Channel 2 Action News at 4. And stay with Channel 2 Action News for continuing coverage of the Selma anniversary. We do have 2 reporters talking to community and civil rights leaders who are in Alabama to mark tomorrow's anniversary. Watch for live reports beginning on Channel 2 Action News at 4 and go to WSBTV.com for still more coverage. We've posted our prime time special, Return to Selma, with Fred Blankenship and Congressman John Lewis. A breaking development less than an hour ago in the trial of a man accused of murder for a deadly heroin overdose. Corey Benhania agreed to a plea deal, and Channel 2's Mike Pachenik says that deal is for 20 years in prison with 12 to serve. Prosecutors say Benhania injected his friend with heroin and didn't seek help when she overdosed. Now, we're in the courtroom right now getting new information for Channel 2 Action News at 4. We continue to follow the developments in the shooting which killed a Fulton County deputy. The The suspect is now formally charged with murder. Friends of Detective Terrence Green say it is hard to believe their fraternity brother is gone. Jeff Jenkins says he spoke to Green just 2 days earlier.
He was a very, very good person. And that's what the world's going to miss. We're going to miss Terrence.
Newell Mengasi is charged with killing Green. He remains in the hospital this afternoon. New this noon, Apple is replacing AT&T on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and that change is going to happen on Thursday, March 19th. Analysts say a 4-for-1 stock split for Visa prompted the change. The Dow wants to offset a reduction in the weighting of technology stocks. We are staying on breaking news. An SUV crashed down an embankment and into water off Georgia 400 in Forsyth County. We are working to learn more about the driver's condition, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. Cranes have lifted this Atlanta plane that skidded off an icy water runway in New York. We brought you this as breaking news yesterday at noon. Now we're hearing firsthand accounts from the horrified passengers and what happens next with the plane. And happening now, police want your help to find this man caught on surveillance video at a local Walmart. They say he groped a woman. She told us what she did to scare that man away.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the law office O'Neill Flint. Call 877-373-HURT.
And we continue to update you on this breaking news. This is off Georgia 400 in Forsyth County, where an SUV went down an embankment into some water. And we're seeing that fire truck, the ladder truck there, as they're taking pictures of that area. Now, this is between exit 15 and 16. You can see that SUV there. And the traffic is moving, but not as it normally would. Just one lane of traffic in each direction. So if you're heading in that area of Forsyth County, you're going to take it slow. We're going to continue to update you, and we're going to have Jason Durden live in News Chopper 2 within the next 5 minutes. Happening now, the search for a bold criminal. Police say a man groped a woman inside a busy Walmart store. Henry County Police say it happened last month at a Walmart store on Hudson Bridge Road. Investigators say this surveillance video shows that suspect inside the store. They say he approached several women, but only one filed a report. She did not want to be identified, but she did tell us her story.
So he grabs my hips from behind and rubs his private area against my backside. He kind of smiled. He thought it was funny.
Police are also asking other possible victims to come forward. We now know the name of the man arrested after a SWAT situation in Forsyth County. Deputies identified him as 50-year-old Kenneth Mercer. We brought you live updates yesterday as the story was breaking on Channel 2 Action News at 4, and you can see dozens of police cars along Bethel Road during that standoff. Police think Mercer was trying to provoke officers into shooting him. There may be a solution to a fight over a new tower for emergency calls in Johns Creek. Johns Creek officials say the new tower is needed to eliminate gaps in radio coverage, and they wanted it along Old Medlock Bridge Road, but local residents fought the tower in their neighborhood. And now the city is looking at property in Forsyth County on Old Atlanta Road. There is a fight over a controversial bill supporters say will protect religious freedom.
Georgia's reputation as a state is on the line with this vote and with this legislation.
The lively debate on the Senate floor about why some say it will open the door to discrimination.
53178, engine failure, immediate return.
Real-life drama for movie star Harrison Ford when his antique plane crashed into a California golf course. We're checking on his condition this afternoon.
Cold conditions as we head through the afternoon, only in the 40s, but I'm tracking a warm-up. Wind will get back to the 60s straight ahead.
Updating you on this breaking news on Georgia 400 in Forsyth County, where an SUV ran off an embankment into water. Channel 2's Jason Durden live over the scene.
You can see right here on Georgia 400. This on the left-hand side of your screen is the northbound side. This is where that vehicle came off, was out of those northbound lanes and then traveled along here in the dirt and the median and then literally rolled down this embankment, this rocky, dirty embankment down into the water here. You can see it landed on all fours. I did see one person being loaded into an ambulance to be taken to a hospital. As a matter of fact, there was a medical helicopter hovering above the scene. When we flew up, the pilot of that helicopter told us that they had been called to the scene but were canceled before they landed, so they were able to transport the patient from this accident in an ambulance. Right now, no wreckers are on the scene. They'll need to get that here in order to get that vehicle out of the water. They're still working on the investigation. A few moments ago, they had a fire department official in the ladder truck up over it taking some pictures. One lane remains blocked in each direction on 400 north and southbound here, and this is between Baldridge Marina Road and Pilgrim Mill Road. Delays in both directions. Highway 9 also backed up right now, and that's the best alternate. We're live over Forsyth County and News Chopper 2. Jason Durden, Channel 2 Action News.
The problems from recent winter storms continue in our northern counties. Crews worked all week to clean up debris taken down during the ice storm. Channel 2's Tom Regan went to Forsyth County, where they're also worried about trees that were bent and could still fall over.
With the help of powerful industrial-grade wood chippers, road crews are picking up and chewing up some of the thousands of trees, tree limbs, and branches taken down during the February ice storm.
It's a large task. We do storm debris cleanup routinely, but certainly nothing to this scale.
On the night of February 16th, freezing rain blanketed the metro area. Forsyth County was one of the worst hit. Heavy ice bent and snapped countless trees and tore down utility lines, leaving thousands in the dark. And the danger isn't over yet. There's still many trees or limbs at risk of falling onto roads that must be taken down.
And they'll work to address those as they canvass the roads to do the cleanup.
The county has 2 teams with 18 men that will work exclusively in the coming weeks on removing storm debris from county right-of-way. And the mountain of mulch they produce is open to anyone who wants to stop by County Way with a shovel.
Residents can come and get the wood chips free of charge, and as you can see, there's plenty available.
Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
Severe Weather Team 2 is monitoring the cold weather as we ease into the weekend. Let's check in with meteorologist Brad Nitz in Severe Weather Center 2.
Yeah, temperatures in the 40s most areas now, and likely won't get out of the 40s today, but I do have a warm up here as we head towards the weekend, so I'll take you through that. Outside currently we have still mostly cloudy skies. Here's a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. You see a jet coming in there and the clouds starting to thin a bit. We'll see these break up in the hours ahead with some slow, gradual clearing. We're at 42 degrees now, no wind to speak of, and it'll be light and variable through the day. Now temperatures colder to the north where we have the temperatures in the low to mid 30s. And we started this morning in parts of the metro with some snow flurries. So we had the cold air coming in from the northwest, and then at the same time from the east we had a little surge of easterly breeze, and where we saw that converge, it was enough to give us just a few flurries. And although the vast majority of it is over, put this radar now here into the dual pole mode, and we have the sensitivity way up, and we are picking up a few flurries still flying in the skies above parts of Paulding and southwest Cobb County. Little of this making it to the ground, but if it does, it won't last for long. So here's the satellite and radar picture. You see the flurries that came through this morning. I'll let it run through one more time. Developing here on that surge of easterly wind and then tracking towards the west. Still a lot of cloud cover, but that's going to be breaking up over the next couple of hours with fairly light winds. Lots of sunshine returns by late this afternoon, and then clear and cold this evening. 9 o'clock, we're going to be down into the upper 30s, but the wind will be light, so pretty easy to dress for as we start our weekend this Friday evening. Then overnight and into tomorrow morning, we're headed down below freezing with clear skies. Sunrise now right around 7 o'clock. That's going to change an hour, though, as we head through the weekend. Remember, Saturday night to Sunday morning, we spring forward, and Saturday afternoon will be sunny and mild. We're talking temperatures up into the 60s. So here's how it shapes up. Today, we're in the 30s now to the north. We'll make it to the low to mid 40s. We'll make it to 47 in Atlanta, still 15 degrees below our average of 62. Tomorrow morning, we're headed down to 31 in town in the city, but the suburbs, the rest of North Georgia, down into the 20s. But from there, with sunshine, we get back to 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Degree or two warmer to the south, a couple of degrees cooler to the north. Check out your 5-day forecast beginning with the weekend always in view. Now, as we have clearing skies today, we'll have 47 degrees for the weekend always in view. Lots of sunshine and 60 tomorrow. We spring forward to daylight saving time, and then Sunday, sun early, clouds increase late, but we make it to 64. Some showers and mid 50s by Monday and Tuesday.
Right now, we have a team of reporters and photographers gathering new information on stories you will see only on Channel 2 Action News starting at 4. Channel 2 anchor Craig Lucy joins us now.
I just interviewed the cellmate of a woman set to be executed for her involvement in her husband's murder. How she says Kelly Gissendanner saved her life.
About 4 days.
Wow. Is that
her dog after burglars broke into her home? We just spoke with the dog's owner and what we found out about one of the 11-year-old suspects. Join Aaron Coleman and Craig Lucy for those stories, plus live coverage of breaking news that happens today on Channel 2 Action News starting at 4. Actor Harrison Ford is recovering in an LA hospital today after he crashed his small plane.
53178, engine failure, immediate return.
Ryan 178, runway 21, clear to land.
Let's go to 3.
Ryan 178, runway 3, clear to land.
But Ford could not make it back to the runway. The crash landing on a golf course. Someone in that area recorded this video. Exclusive video of police leading a local car dealer off to jail. The way they say he duped customers into paying too much for vehicles. Snow, ice, and freezing temperatures are making life difficult for millions. We're tracking the latest blast of winter weather hammering the Northeast. We were the first to tell you that a local police chief could face charges for shooting his wife. He calls it an accident. Why the DA calls it a crime next.
Weather brought to you.
The Fayette County DA is now recommending charges against a police chief who shot his wife. Peachtree City Chief William McCullum shot his wife in bed early New Year's Day. McCullum says it was an accident. The DA says he agrees with the chief, but he told Channel 2 Action News that a grand jury should decide if McCullum should be tried for reckless conduct.
I believe that a grand jury would be justified in bringing an indictment for bringing a gun to bed with you when you're in that impaired state.
McCullum's wife is now paralyzed from the waist down. He remains on unpaid leave. The husband of a missing woman is now facing murder charges. Nikki Liley disappeared more than 3 years ago. Police are accusing Matthew Liley of killing her. They say he then dumped her body in the woods. The husband was arrested earlier this week when he was in Atlanta for a court hearing over a civil suit. We continue to follow this breaking news on Georgia 400 in Forsyth County, where an SUV went down an embankment into that water. We'll have updates live coming up. A Delta flight from Atlanta skidded off the runway and nearly crashed into the icy water. The moments when passengers scrambled to safety. Happening now, investigators are looking into the crash landing of this Delta flight from Atlanta in New York. The new questions it's raising about runway safety.